Welcome to the worst sports channel on YouTube with me, Coach Ryan D. I am here to give you 10 reasons why the Winnipeg Jets defeated the Edmonton Oilers in a clean sweep, baby. Last night, Winnipeg did the impossible, and all anybody's ever talking about today on national radio, on Jets radio, on the newspaper, on social media is McDavid lost, Oilers this, Oilers that. Oilers fans are pissed. You know what, Oilers fans, you can be pissed as you want, but the Jets never get fair coverage, and I think the narrative is taking away from what the Jets actually did and giving too much credit to one player. Is Connor McDavid the best player in the world? Absolutely. Is he still the best player in the world? In my opinion, yes. But he didn't hand the Jets the series. It's not like Connor McDavid woke up and said, "Here you go, sir. Please take the series. I don't want it." Come on, give me a break. He got beat by a team that was better. So stick with us till the end of the video, and we're going to give you 10 reasons why the Winnipeg Jets were simply better and beat the Edmonton Oilers this year. And Oilers fans, they're legit is always next year. Roll the intro.
Here's Lemieux. The center penalty coming up. Look at Lemieux. Oh, baby.
Thank you for subscribing, liking, and watching my channel. We have had such amazing traction here at Hot Garbage Sports. Coach appreciates every single one of you. So please don't forget to join Broomy and I, my new addition, our clean sweeping tool here on Hot Garbage Sports by smashing a subscribe, hitting a like, and commenting down below. Let me know if you agree, disagree, want more, or want a change. Now let's get into the top 10 reasons the Winnipeg Jets beat the Edmonton Oilers. Number 12. I thought you said 10. Now you're saying 12. Not only can you not say players' names properly, but you also can't count? There's just too many good things to talk about to leave it at 10. Number 12 in the top 10 list of the reasons the Jets beat the Edmonton Oilers is forward depth. That is our number 12 reason. We're working all the way up to number 1. The depth of the Winnipeg Jets forward group is criminally underrated. This is a team in the top 4 within the NHL in forward depth. Scheifele, Connor, Wheeler, Dubois, Ehlers, Stastny, Lowry, Kopp, Appleton, likely to be lost in the Kraken draft, RIP, and one of the most criminally underrated fourth lines in the NHL, Thompson, Lewis, and Perreault. Oh, and don't forget the kids that we just decided to roll through when we were far too injured in the first 2 games to actually lace it up with our top lineup in Christoph Vesalainen and Dominic Toretto. Tonnato. His name is Tonnato. I'm just surprised we haven't seen any Dominic Tonnato and Dominic Toretto memes yet. Somebody make those. Number 11, discipline. The Winnipeg Jets have been known for the last 11 years for being a very undisciplined team that plays loose and tough, especially under Paul Maurice. He does not bring the hammer down on his vets for taking penalties. Hello, Matthew Perreault. Not in this series. Extremely disciplined series by the Jets, not overreacting. And you want to know the best example of it? How about when Archibald took out young Logan Stanley at the knees with an absolute dirty hit? Did the Jets go out and start a fist fight? Did the Jets go out and drop the gloves because of the code or because they needed to send a message? Absolutely not. They shut their mouths, they played hockey, they used that power play, and they buried one, baby. Just like I said up above in my Tom Wilson video, hit them back on the scoreboard and take it. Me and Broomy, we get a sweep due to Jets discipline. Excellent work. Number 10. The Jets forechecking system. The Jets 1-2-2 and 2-3 forechecking systems were on fire. These guys had a dedication and commitment to almost near flawless forechecking to the point where even the bias panel on Sportsnet housed out of Alberta. I mean, you've already gotten 4 draft picks. Why not house the entire sports world over there? We had to deal with Toronto. Now we got to deal with Alberta. We're never going to get any credit. I digress. But even out of there, Kevin Bieksa points out in a wonderful 3-minute clip why the Jets forecheck has been fantastic through the whole series. The dedication to players not getting caught on the wrong side of the puck, making sure they're on the right side of the puck, making sure they had a head on a swivel and that we are never caught 3 deep was just excellent. Absolutely excellent. And if you've ever been wondering what a 1-2-2 or what a 2-3 is, it's very simple. 1-2-2, 1 forward down low, 2 in the middle of the ice, 2 defensemen backing you up. 1-2-2, 2-3, 2 down low, 1 in the middle up by the D, 2 defensemen. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Number 9. The Jets hitting and playing physical at the right times. The Jets knew when to play physical. They did not ever put themselves out of position by running around and throwing hits or getting emotional at times that they did not need to get emotional. Every hit that they laid was hit with purpose. And what is the purpose of a hit, ladies and gentlemen? Ooh, coach, it's to separate the man from the puck. And to take said puck, change direction, go on to offense, and score. That is the purpose of hitting. And the Jets did it flawlessly. Number 8. The Jets' veteran presence and leadership. We all want to talk about kids. Well, the Jets have some excellent kids, but more importantly, the Jets' veteran presence and leadership. Mark Scheifele's compete level. Every day he goes out there and says he wants to be better than Matthews or McDavid. Is he? Hell no. Is he an elite player? Hell yes. Is he a player that feels he has been criminally underrated his whole career? Yes. And he uses that chip on his shoulder to elevate his compete level and have the team follow. It's why he's an alternate captain. Paul Stastny, Mr. 1000. This man, his leadership cannot be overstated. Stastny is a key cog in the Jets' wheels this year. Stastny drives this team from a locker room presence, from a goal scoring presence, from a habit presence. He is funny in the locker room. They say he's lighthearted. He keeps players going forward. He plays with purpose, gets an overtime winner. Nobody's surprised by it. Everybody in the league loves having this guy on his team. Paul Stastny can't be underrated. The Jets' fourth line, criminally not talked about. And Paul Maurice has been telling us all year, I even got caught up in it and said I wouldn't give him a ton of ice time in the playoffs, but he was right. Paul Maurice puts in speed and veterans. Trevor Lewis, Nate Thompson. Nate Thompson, key play covering up for Logan Stanley, passing the puck over to Tucker Poolman. If Thompson doesn't make that play, Stanley ends up turning the puck over to the middle of the ice. It ends up being an Oiler breakaway. But instead, Thompson figures it out. Thompson passes it to Poolman. Poolman to Wheeler. Wheeler to Poolman. Goal. Changes the series. We get a win off of that. Trevor Lewis is one of the fastest 34-year-olds I have ever seen. You think he's going to be Dustin Slow. He is not. Stanley Cup presence, and Matthew Perreault has accepted his role in the fourth line and even cleaned up his play. Jets veteran presence, and at no point were the Jets ever panicked in this series. Did you see it? I didn't see it. Not once. Number 7. The Jets D-core. The Jets D-core has not been good. I think I've called them trash. Most of the time they are. But every player on the Jets D-core found their role. Dylan DeMello found his spot back in the top 4 and played as the top 2 defenseman he was paid for and signed to be. Really tough to get that bad taste out of your mouth after 40 terrible games, but he has been fantastic down the stretch. Welcome back, DeMello. Forbert returned to doing simple little things. Key blocks. This guy led the Jets in blocks all year. He leads them in the playoffs. Forbert is playing fantastic. He is finally not overextending himself. Pionk, rent-free in McDavid's head all matchup. Pionk continues to be solid, played fantastic, and welcome back to elite status, Josh Morrissey. Yikes. You really needed DeMello to step up and give you a little bit of a helping hand. Morrissey's one of the best 5 skating defensemen in the NHL, but sometimes his game just leaves gaping holes. Not in this series. That was the Josh Morrissey we all know. That is the Josh Morrissey who's the alternate captain of the Jets. Welcome back, Morrissey. And Stanley and Poolman. Anyone else shocked? I'm shocked. Tucker Poolman graduated from pylon to shooter tutor. At least it's somewhat serviceable and sometimes keeps a puck out of the net. Tucker Poolman played a fantastic series for the Jets. Cannot believe the guy he has no speed. He's a terrible skater, but his position in his brain finally kicked into gear and allowed him to play like the big body that he is. Logan Stanley, with the exception of the one giveaway that actually ended up turning into a goal thanks to Nate Thompson, played a very, very solid series and good job by the young man. Number 6. The fourth line, and Donato. Fantastic. What else can you say? The fourth line is just criminally underrated. They didn't get used in Edmonton. I don't even know if Edmonton actually even used their third line, to be honest. But in Winnipeg, Paul Maurice has a dedication to his fourth line. He gives them enough minutes to rest his top players. And you have to know that the effectiveness of the fourth line allowed those top players to get a rest, baby. And they didn't get scored on. What a fantastic line. Really, really nice job, fourth line. Number 5. Commitment to the little things, baby. How about hands up, Dylan DeMello? Huge commitment. How about Derek Forbort throwing himself into Parm's way, blocking pucks, diving poke checks, getting millimeters of a puck, desperation stick on puck from guys like Scheifele and Stastny all over the ice, back checks that just didn't quit, fought for every single inch. Commitment was massive. And if you don't think the Jets didn't commit to the little things, why don't you go check out Blake Wheeler's quote after using his nuts to block a shot. Apparently, he's not worried about having any more kids anytime in the future because he loves the one he got. Not only do you get a heartwarming moment, but pretty damn good leadership too. Number 4. The third line. Oh my God, this third line led by Adam Lowry. I was so stoked about the Lowry contract. Link above. He is a driver of this team, and this third line with Lowry, Kopp, and Appleton was matched up against the McDavid line in the D zone all series long and did a fantastic job against him. Not only did they get into their head, but they played as a unit to shut down the best player in the world, and they played as a unit to shut down Leon Draisaitl when he got moved to that line. The third line played phenomenal. Number 3. Nick Ehlers! Woo! Nicky boy comes back in the last 2 games and makes a statement. This is the Jets' best forward. This might be the Jets' best player if, somebody else on this list didn't exist. Nick Ehlers, welcome to NHL elite territory. 2-way winger, impressive shot, has taken all the advantage of the ice time that he has gotten since the departure of Patrick Laine. Nick Ehlers not only pots an overtime winner, Nick Ehlers not only pots the second goal in Game 3, Nick Ehlers just on freaking fire. This guy's elite, pure elite. Number 2. I'd like to say hi to my friend Jake at Pig City Hockey. If you haven't checked out his channel, please check it out. He is a fantastic content creator, just hit 1,000 subscribers, and he doesn't like Paul Maurice. Well, he does now, so Jake, you were fantastic at humbly accepting that you were wrong. We were both excited for the fact that the Jets won. And the number 2 reason the Jets won the series is Paul Maurice. Paul Maurice simply outcoached Dave Tippet, period. End of story. His forechecks were better. His line combinations were better. His trust in his own system were better. His trust in veterans was apparently correct. His trust in his guys and how playoff hockey is played through his 28 plus years in the NHL clearly pays off. Paul Maurice outcoaches the crap out of Dave Tippet, and you could see it in that triple overtime. He was running 3 lines and 3 pairings of D, while Tippet was running his forwards and his defensemen like mules. Darnell Nurse played almost 60 minutes, and I think he had a 5-minute shift at one point. Well, Paul Maurice is putting out Tucker Poolman and Logan Stanley to make sure Josh Morrissey, Dylan DeMello, Neil Pionk, and Derek Forbort get a rest. He played his third line. He didn't just roll the Scheifele line. He played the PLD line. Paul Maurice balanced perfectly. That's a veteran coach outcoaching Dave. I get Dave's a veteran too, but he got owned by Maurice. And the number 1 reason the Jets beat the Oilers, Connor Charles Hellebuyck. I want to take exception with the fact that people think the best player in the world didn't win this series. Is Connor McDavid the best player in the world? I think so. You let me know down below in the comments if you got somebody else. But you know who else is one of the best players in the world and the best player in the world at his position? Hellebuyck. Nobody has mentioned the fact that Hellebuyck beat McDavid. Like, this shouldn't be surprising. Best player, best goalie. Best player, best goalie. Today, and in this series, the goalie won. Maybe in another series in an alternate universe, the player wins. Maybe for the next 19 years, Connor McDavid owns Connor Hellebuyck in the playoffs. but one Connor beat the other, and it was Connor Charles Hellebuyck's time to shine, and he is not getting nearly enough credit for being a top player in the world, not just at his position, but in hockey. Go ahead and make your top 5 lists. Go ahead and add McKinnon and add Matthews and add McDavid to it. Add Crosby to it. I don't know. Let's go ahead and add Draisaitl to it. Let's talk about Marner. What about Connor Hellebuyck? Where would you put Connor Hellebuyck if you were going into the Stanley Cup playoffs this year? Because I know a lot of people that would have him at 1 or 2, even above the score, because you cannot replace an elite goalie. And here we are. I guess we'll see how he does in the next series. So that's it. The top 10 list for the reasons the Jets beat the Oilers, baby. Me and Broomy are going to be eagerly awaiting the Habs-Leafs finish to see who we get. And Connor Charles Hellebuyck is going to get a wonderful rest. And I know he will be ready for whoever we get next. Go Jets, go, baby. This has been Coach Ryan D.